2016 is in the can, which is also where a lot of cinema goers took it this year. Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. It's the end of another year, and you know what that means. Every year I do a video for the best and the worst movies of the year. This year was a tough one, because there were a lot of bad movies this year. I'll tell you now, Barbara Wong's Secret isn't on this list, but only because I didn't see it. It wasn't in cinema long enough for me to have the chance, and thank God for that. Operation Mekong is Dante Lam's tribute to murdered Chinese fishermen and Chuck Norris. He turned a true story into Team China Mekong Police. But it's not the blatant jingoism that bothers me. It's the Rambo-esque lack of self-awareness or humor. Well, that and a CGI dog that's impervious to landmines. I enjoyed some of the individual performances in this movie, but overall, it just bothered me. I was sick as a dog when I went to see this movie, and I was off my tits on cough syrup, and it still almost gave me an aneurysm. Bounty Hunters shows you what happens when a Chinese script gets made by a Korean film crew. So at least on a technical filmmaking level, Bounty Hunters should have been called turd polishers. Except that you can't polish a turd. All you get is stink. This movie is so unwatchably bad that the appearance of the bad guy on screen for the first time was met with laughter, and not just from me. I saw this movie for free, and I still regret it. But not as much as I regret paying money to watch Heaven in the Dark. I don't do theater, and I don't knowingly watch movies made from plays. But Jackie Chung is a good actor, and Karina Lam used to be. This movie was directed by her husband, who also adapted it from a play. A hubristic slog through ennui, malaise, and countless other French adjectives. Heaven in the Dark tries to get us to feel bad for rich, self-absorbed, deluded people, and it failed. Va te faire foutre. Gesundheit. Jeff Lau continues to squander what little of his reputation he has left with A Chinese Odyssey 3, a China market skid mark that goes a long way towards making you forget why you loved the first two movies so much. Witless, lifeless, and pointless, A Chinese Odyssey 3 proves that everything you love can be taken away from you by someone who wants money. I don't even want to think about this movie anymore because it just makes me angry. 2016 was the year that Hong Kong cinema really went into overdrive trying to produce a local blockbuster. And there were some spectacular failures. These next 5 movies are all going to get lumped together in a segment I want to call Blockbusted. Line Walker was TVB's latest attempt to transfer a TV show to the big screen. The only notable thing about this movie is Louis Koo on location in Brazil, because it's the first time he's ever looked pale. This movie is garbage, but it was made by TVB, so what could we really expect? S-Storm is the sequel to Z-Storm, and it's not any better. It has grand aspirations, but that's not why it chokes on its own vomit. It's so badly written and executed that it's laughable, but it's not funny. Cold War 2 is obviously a sequel, and it's also not any better than the first one. Aaron Kwok does enough acting for 3 installments of the franchise, and it doesn't help, because nothing can help this movie. Well, here we are at the worst 3 movies of the year. Speaking of 3, Johnny To used to make movies that I loved. Now he just makes movies. 3 is a confounding, washed-out mess that's so confusing on so many levels. I'm still trying to figure it out, and I still can't. Okay, I'm lying. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm trying to forget it. Which is made easier by Ringo Lam's Sky on Fire, a movie that disappointed me a lot more than I'd like to admit. Once upon a time, I think that the script told an interesting story, but a bad case of directile dysfunction, took out all the logic and exposition and character development and replaced them with CGI, pointless action sequences, and Daniel Wu base jumping. The best thing I can say about Sky on Fire is that the special effects are at least better looking than those in the worst movie of 2016, Heartfall Arises. That title makes no sense in English, but this movie makes no sense in Chinese or any other language. Lau Ting-wan and Nicholas Che are obviously great fathers, because Heartfall Arises makes it obvious that there is absolutely nothing they wouldn't do to make money for their children. And I'm not really mad at them. I'm just mad at the jackass that directed this mess. I'm also mad at anyone and everyone who said yes to any of the decisions in or about this movie, and whoever signed off on having this finished project become available to inflict on an unsuspecting public. Heartfall Arises is so bad, it's insulting. I was offended by how shitty this movie was, but that happened a lot this year. Here's hoping that 2017 turns out at least a little bit better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.